So children, in the earlier video we have discussed about the basic of matrix, how you define a matrix, and then we have taken a matrix, we have taken the initialization of a matrix, and then what we have done, we have just printed the value for the matrix. Now over here in this video we will be discussing about the addition of the two matrices in Java. Okay, so about the two matrices, I have told you that if a matrix is there, it will be in the form of rows and columns. Okay, so what you have to do, that suppose you are having a matrix 1, that is M1 matrix, and this is M2 matrix, and you would like to add them. Okay, if you would like to add them, that means that you have to add the values, right? So whatever value is at what index number, that will be added over here. Like if the number is, if this is the case, so in this case what will happen, the value will be added like this 1 2 3 4 is there, and the value on first position will be added with the first position. This will be equal to 3. 2 plus 4, this is 2 plus 4, that will be equal to 6. 3 plus 3 will be 6, and 4 plus 4 will be 8 over here. So like this the values will be added over here. Okay, so what will happen in this case, that in this case simply the values are being added over here. Now after this example we will be taking a program. In that program, in this program, first we will be declaring two matrices over here. So two matrices are declared. Now what you have to do, that you have to count the number of rows and columns. So this 1 and this is 2. So number of rows is, row is 2 over here. And what about the column? 1, 2, 3. 3 values are there. So column is equal to 3 over here. Now that means that the value will be like this. For the first matrix it is 1, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. And for the other matrices also it is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and this is what, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the imaginary, or this is the value for the two matrices. It will be like this in the pictorial form. Now what we need to do, that now we know the number of rows and number of columns. So that means what, we need to declare one more array or the matrix in which we are able to store the values. So once we have declared the value for A and B, two matrices over here, and having these values over here, we have taken one more array or one more matrix, that is C over here. In the C matrix we have now taken the size as 2 and 3, because this is the number of rows we have already calculated, and column also we have calculated. So once we have calculated it, what we need to do, that we need to add the two matrices over here. Now for the row, the number of rows are 2, so it will be running from I equal to 0 to I less than 2. Okay, and for the column it is equal to 3, so the loop will start from j equal to 0 and it will go until j less than 3. And what will happen in this case, like in this case, first this condition will be checked for 0 less than 2. This condition will be true in this case. So you will enter inside this for loop, and the other for loop you will find. In the other for loop again you will be checked for value 0 less than 3. If it is 0 less than 3, it will be checked, this condition will be true again. What will happen now, when you come inside this for loop, the value of I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0 at the very first time. For the very first time when the value of I and j is equal to 0, so over here the value c of 0, that means on the 0th index, if 0, 0th index we are discussing. So on the 0, 0th index you have to add a 0, 0. So 0, 0 index, that means for all the A on, this is A matrix, this is B matrix over here. So A00 over here is 1 over here. Okay, and what about B1 0, 0, and for B 0, 0 also the value is 1 over here. So both the values will be added and it will be stored on the 0 comma 0 index number. So 1 plus 1 will be 2 over here. You can see the in the output the 2 is written over here. In the similar way, when the second time inner loop will run, it will add for the value for 0 comma 1. On 0 comma 1 it is 3 and 0 comma 1 3 is over here. When you will add them, it will be equal to 6 over here. So you will get the second value. Now in the third value you will take 0 comma 2 you will take. So 0 comma 2 is 4 over here, 0 comma 2 is 4 over here. Again 4 plus 4 will be added and it will be equal to 8. Now in the next time when the loop is again going to run with the value of j that is equal to 3, the condition will be false. So what will happen? Condition will be false over here. The condition will be false. So will not enter the for loop and you will exit out from this inner for loop and you will come to this statement, changing the line to the next line. And now you will be going to update the value for I, which is equal to 1 now. So 1 less than 2 condition will be checked. Again it is true. And inside this it will be checked for 0 less than 3. Again this condition is true over here. So now it will start from 1 comma 0. So on 1 comma 0 it is 3. And over here also it is equal to 3. So when you will add, this will be equal to 6. In the similar way you will be able to find the value for 8 and 10. Right? So in this way you will be finding the addition of the two matrices in Java. So now you must have understood the concept that what we need to do, that we have to take out the positions. Okay, if we have a matrix of having this matrix, you will be able to see that whatever the dimension is for this matrix, same is the dimension for this matrix. So if you need to add two matrices together in a what? In a array or in Java, what you need to do, that you need to find the same dimension of the matrices that can be added, right? And once you have find the thing, what you need to do, simply just take one more array, an extra array, and in that array what you will be doing, that just add the two values. Okay, and adding the two values where you have to provide the index number, right? So for that you are using the two for loops. For the outer for loop that we have is for the row, this is for the row and this is for the column. Okay, so both based on the value for index number for the row and column, we are able to locate the values, and once we are able to locate the values, we will be able to add them together in a single array. So once we have added it, the next thing we have to do over here is to print the thing. Okay, so we are printing the values. So when you are printing the values, you will be having a value or the output like this, where both the values from the matrices are added and the final answer is provided. Okay, in the coming videos I will be discussing with you some more of the operations based on the matrices. So that's it in this video. Thank you.